What if the reason your body feels so wired, restless, and hard to fully settle has nothing to do with weakness and everything to do with one signal your body is no longer receiving clearly? What if calm is not something you think your way into? What if it is something you breathe your way back to? A lot of people live in a body that never fully gets the message that the danger has passed. Not dramatic danger, not a tiger in the room. Something more modern than that. Too much urgency, too much stimulation, too much screen light, and too much low-grade pressure that never becomes a true emergency, but never leaves cleanly enough for the body to stop preparing for one. And over time, that state starts to feel normal. The shoulders stay slightly raised, the jaw never really softens, sleep feels lighter than it should, digestion feels more fragile than it used to. You can be exhausted and still feel like your body is somehow not done. That is the part most people miss. Rest is not always recovery. Lying down is not the same as downshifting, and a body can be tired for years without ever getting very good at feeling safe. That is why this matters, because one of the quietest forms of damage in modern life is not just stress itself. It is the body rehearsing stress so often that it starts mistaking tension for baseline. Breathing usually changes first in that kind of life. It gets shorter, higher, less patient, and less complete. The exhale ends before the body has fully let go. And once that becomes your default, the rest of the system often follows. The heart stays a little faster. The muscles stay a little readier. The mind gets easier to trigger. The body becomes easier to alarm and harder to settle. That does not just change how you feel mentally. It changes the condition your biology is living in all day. And if the body stays in that condition long enough, it starts to age inside it. That is the real frame here. This is not just about anxiety, relaxation, or another breathing exercise. It is about a signal, a simple signal that tells the body it can begin letting go. And one of the cleanest ways to deliver that signal is a 4-second inhale followed by a 6-second exhale. That is it. 4 in, 6 out. No extreme breath holds, no complicated ratio stack, no dramatic performance. Just a slower rhythm with a slightly longer exhale than inhale, repeated long enough for the body to start believing it. That pattern matters because the exhale is where the body often begins to release what the day has been asking it to hold. When the exhale is too short, the body can stay a little too ready. When the exhale lengthens, something else becomes possible. The chest softens. The jaw loosens. The pace of the system begins to change. And the body receives a message it rarely gets clearly anymore. You do not have to stay in high alert. That is why this specific pattern works so well. It is not exotic enough to scare people away. It is not so clinical that it loses its force. And it is not so mystical that it sounds detached from ordinary life. It is simple enough to do when stressed, simple enough to repeat, and simple enough to become real. Most people hear something like this and make one of two mistakes. They either assume it is too basic to matter, or they turn it into magic. Both are wrong. Because a breath pattern like this is not powerful, because it is dramatic. It is powerful because it gives the body a repeated experience of slowness, control, and safety that modern life keeps interrupting. That is how state changes begin. Not with one giant breakthrough, but with repeated signals, repeated conditions, and repeated permission to stop bracing. And if your body has been spending years practicing urgency, then a few minutes of practiced calm may matter more than you think. This is also where people misunderstand stress. They think the problem is only emotional. But stress is also mechanical. You can see it in the ribs, in the neck, in the jaw, in the upper chest, and in the way someone breathes when they are trying to get through the day instead of inhabit it. And once those mechanics become chronic, they begin shaping the whole person. The body becomes less fluid, less resilient, and less recoverable. That is why the phrase, "tells your body it's safe," is not just a poetic line. It is the actual job of the pattern. A slower inhale and a longer exhale change the experience of being inside the body. They give the nervous system something steady, measurable, and repeatable to orient around. That is one reason this general style of slow breathing shows up so consistently in regulation work. It is not trying to impress the body. It is trying to reassure it. And that is another thing modern health culture gets wrong. It keeps offering people things that sound advanced before they have relearned the basics. But the body often changes fastest when the input is simple enough to trust. That is what this pattern gives you. There is no struggle here, no heroics, no giant inhale, and no theatrical release, just a steady rhythm the body can start trusting. 4 in, 6 out, again and again until the body stops arguing with it. Now, before I give you the protocol, it helps to understand what this pattern is actually countering. Most people do not realize how often they breathe as if something is still wrong. They are not running. They are not fighting. But the breath behaves as if something is chasing them. It gets clipped. It gets shallow. It stays high in the chest. The exhale ends before the body has fully let go. And if that becomes your default, the whole day starts feeling like one unfinished reaction. That is why even rest can feel incomplete. The body never quite closes the loop. The signal never fully lands. The system never quite exits the hallway between alert and calm. Over time, people stop noticing how much effort that costs. They only notice the symptoms: poor sleep, a shorter fuse, random tension, a body that feels tired and sped up at the same time, and a strange inability to feel done at the end of the day. That is what this is for. It helps close the loop. It helps complete the breath instead of abandoning it halfway. This is not just a tip. It is a way of changing what state the body spends its time in. So, here's the protocol. Sit upright or lie down somewhere comfortable. Let your shoulders soften without forcing them down. Unclench your jaw. Relax the tongue. If it helps, place one hand on the upper chest and one on the lower ribs or upper belly so you can feel where the breath is going. Then inhale gently through the nose for 4 seconds. Not a huge inhale, not a dramatic inhale, just enough air to feel the body expand without strain. Then exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Again, not forced, just slower than the inhale, smooth, unhurried, as if you were letting the air leave instead of pushing it out. Then repeat, 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Do that for 4 minutes. That is the core pattern. If 4 seconds feels slightly long on the inhale at first, soften it. If 6 seconds feels too long on the exhale, shorten slightly and build into it. The point is not to obey the number like a machine. The point is to create a gentler, slower rhythm with a slightly longer exhale. That is the real mechanism. You should not feel panicky, you should not feel air hungry, and you should not be trying to win the pattern. A good version feels steady, a little quieter, and a little less defended. If you find yourself gasping on the inhale or collapsing at the end of the exhale, you are probably doing too much. Back off, make it easier. The body trusts what it can tolerate. That matters more than hitting the numbers perfectly. Now, when should you use it? There are a few especially good windows. Before sleep is one, after work is another. Right after a stressful conversation. Before you eat, if you tend to eat in a rushed or activated state. And first thing in the morning, if your body wakes up already feeling behind. Those are powerful moments because they are transition points, and transition points are where the body is often most teachable. You are not just calming down, you are showing the system how to cross from one state into another more cleanly. That is a skill, and it is one many people have lost. What changes first when you do this consistently? Usually not enlightenment. Usually not some dramatic out-of-body peace. Usually something smaller and more believable. The body comes down faster after stress. Sleep starts feeling cleaner. The jaw grips a little less. The chest does not stay as armored. You notice the moment you are speeding up a little earlier. That matters because once you catch the state earlier, you can interrupt it earlier. And that is how a pattern starts changing. Then other things often begin shifting with it. Digestion gets easier. You feel less internally rushed. The body becomes less sticky after stimulation. You stop carrying the same charge so long after the moment that caused it. That is a big deal. Because when the body gets better at returning, life costs less. Stress still happens, but it stops lingering as long. And when it stops lingering as long, the body stops practicing it as often. That is where the deeper value lives. Not in one calm moment, but in a different baseline. A body that can actually come back down is easier to recover, easier to rest, easier to sleep, and easier to inhabit. That is why this pattern matters so much. It is not just a stress trick. It is a recoverability tool, and recoverability changes everything. A body that can settle more cleanly is easier to repair. A body that repairs more easily tends to feel younger, move better, sleep deeper, and carry less unnecessary tension through the day. So, no, this is not a miracle. It is not a cure-all. It is not a replacement for sleep, movement, daylight, food quality, or dealing with the real sources of stress in your life. But it may be one of the simplest ways to start telling the body something modern life keeps making hard to hear. You are allowed to stop gripping now. That matters more than most people think. Because the body does not heal best when it is simply still. It heals best when it feels safe enough to let go. And 4-6 breathing, done patiently and repeatedly, is one of the easiest ways to begin practicing that state on purpose. So, here's the real shift. Stop thinking of calm as a mood you either have or you do not. Start thinking of it as a signal you can train. Stop waiting for the body to figure it out on its own. Start giving it a rhythm it can trust. 4 in, 6 out, again and again, until the body starts believing what the breath is saying. Nothing is chasing you right now. You can come back down.